I'm biased. Whatever. Kind of deserves it. Hey guys, my name's Marietta. Okay. And I've just come back from seeing, well, it's been 12 hours since I just saw Civil War, and I literally got home, wrote down some notes, and I'm going to present them out to you here. So, let's do this. I'm all fired up. Before we get started, yes, I am going to be slightly biased because I'm not going to change these notes now. I've literally got 2 hours to finish this, and it only usually takes 10 minutes, but I want to make this good, so. And also, the door might open and close. It kind of feels like summer, which is why I've actually got both my windows open. Anyway, let's just stop talking. Let's get down to business. Okay, so first I'm going to give you my overall thoughts of the movie, and it's fantastic. Take your family to it, they'll love it, even though it's got like 3 swear words in it, and even then, they're pretty weak. Performances, solid. Stunts, solid. Visual effects, solid. Everything was solid apart from a couple of things, but, you know, it was incredible. It was a feat that I think we all expect from Marvel nowadays. And even though you might call it a misstep, because it's, you know, it's still Marvel and it's still, you know, their usual caliber, which is all we expect now, because that's all Marvel has to do. All Marvel has to do is keep their characters solid, everything solid, and we'll keep going to see their movies, and we'll keep saying, praise Marvel, it's great. Now, let's start picking at this, and remember, this is spoiler-free, so, you know, if I do eventually do, like, a spoiler video, I'll, you know, talk more about it, but it's not really out yet in all the major countries, so let's go into this. Firstly, director's credit. Everything fits. My brother compared this to Empire Strikes Back, where we both agree that there's a bit of pacing issues because it's like block, block, block. This was not block, 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 block. It was block, there's a good transition, block, transition, block. It's cohesive, good, great. And also all the characters, there's a lot of characters. There's even more than there was in, no, there's same as Age of Ultron. And we all know how that turned out. Good, not great. It's not like that at all. All the characters get enough screen time because we've had the previous movies to grow and grow and grow and learn about these characters. They're actually using the fact that it's a cinematic universe and that we've had the previous phases to develop these characters, that we don't actually need to spend any more time developing them. Apart from Cap, because it's still Captain America. It's not Iron Man, it's not Thor, it's not the Avengers, it's Captain America. And that's because the story mainly focuses on him and his best friend Bucky, because Bucky's been framed, which is not good, because I actually have a soft spot for Bucky, because I actually quite like Bucky. And I think we all do. Let's just agree on that. Everything just gets enough screen time, and we still have time to learn about what's been going on, like, you know, Cap and his other friends, and what he does in his own time nowadays. Which is good. Which, I like that it's still a Captain America plus Avengers brawl, which is already amazing. Now, some outstanding stuff, and I've already talked about the main players, but let's talk about the 2 new additions to the MCU. Spider-Man and Black Panther. Both were amazing. Black Panther was just really ominous and really, you know, commanding of the scene, even though he has this internal struggle we don't really know about yet, but he still just commands the thing, and he talks about democracy and his own culture, and he just really connects with the audience. And even though, and he kind of does resemble Black Panther from the comics, because Black Panther switched, well, actually he was neutral at the beginning, because he didn't want to get involved, but then eventually he got involved because he got dragged into it. He kind of felt like that. He gets dragged into this because something happens and he wants to go after a certain person, so he joins a team so he can go after that certain person. Then eventually he's like, vengeance, stuff, whatever, which is good. And Spider-Man. Tom Holland makes an incredible Spider-Man, and arguably, and personally, one of the best Spider-Mans we've seen on screen to date. Better than Andrew Garfield, because he was just awkward. Tobey Maguire was just awkward and a crybaby, and he was kind of like just puppy face stuff. But this actually feels like he's genuine, and he feels like a Spider-Man from the comics, because he's got that fun side to him, and he's always quipping, and He just feels like a teenager out of place. It's just very funny and very relatable for me, because I probably do that too. If I could climb up walls and shoot stuff from my wrists. Fortunately, I can't. I don't think there's any real standout performance apart from whoever your favourite character is, I guess. And because no movie is without sin, quote unquote cinema sins, this movie does have a couple of improvements to make. Mainly two that I'm just going to point out. The first few minutes, I didn't actually... There was a queue trying to get into the cinema, and I missed the prologue before it, but I think it was something to do with Russians. So Bucky? I don't know. But the first few minutes, it was like your typical Avengers movie, but then it does kind of slow down a bit, then it begins again, which I think they could have stitched that together better, even though it did feel pretty good. I think this will be everyone's main criticism. The villain. Okay, so going into this movie, you'll probably think, oh yeah, it's whichever team I'm on against that team. It's not like that. You kind of need to think of it as like, it's your team against the other team with a third party causing all this mayhem. And he felt a bit out of place. He was a bit like, his motivations were a bit flimsy. Even though a lot of people are saying he was unnecessary, he still felt necessary to keep the entire thing. He still kept like the espionage and the guessing there, which was credible, and you know, it was still good. Again, because many other people are going to do this, Batman versus Superman versus Captain America Civil War. A lot of people are going to do this, and you can't hate on me for doing this, because out of all the movies this year, you always have to compare it to something else. That's just how we work. If we were to compare two movies this year, it's probably going to have to be Batman vs Superman versus Civil War, because they're the two powerhouses from the two comic powerhouses with incredible stories and incredible characters. You look at Civil War, and it's kind of like Marvel turns to the audience and it's like, oh yeah, you see this movie that you were kind of disappointed with? Well, look at our movie. We improved on all those things. Aren't you so proud of us? But overall, it's like, I've always known that Civil War was going to trump Batman vs Superman. Kind of like Trump was going to trump Cruise. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about the actual movie. Now I'm going to talk about me just reviewing this. Maybe I could have been a little less biased. But I didn't want to rewrite my notes because I've got like an hour before I have to go revise. So anyway, overall I'm going to give it 9.5 because it's near perfect. There was a couple of minuscule tiptoes out of line, but still felt entertaining and incredible, and just Marvel that we've grown to love, which we really like. So yeah, 9.5, what can you say? I don't care. Anyway, so if you liked this video, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions or want to leave your thoughts about the actual movie when you see it, hopefully please see it, please leave your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Anyway, my name's Mariella. I must go revise because I have exams soon. Bye bye!